Hi, I'm Kris.
Hi, I'm Jeannine, and we are the Blue Fiber Tree.
Yes,
and
we
thank
are.
you for joining us today.
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. I want to tell you today's video is going to be a little different than the last couple, just because this is going to be a shorter segment because we are kind of pre-filming, early filming, filming ahead, because this video technically releases the day after Wild and Woolly. And while we want to be able to share some things that are going to be at Wild and Woolly, we also would like to give you some clips of the different vendors and everybody that's going to be at Wild and Woolly. So I'll be filming on the Saturday of Wild and Woolly, which is the 12th.
Yeah.
Okay, got the day right this time.
6 days away.
Yeah, 6 days away. So I'll be doing some filming, maybe a couple little interviews, or at least some highs from some of our favorite vendors. And when this segment is over, we will be adding that into the video so that you get kind of both. So when we say, hey, this is what's going to be there, we realize you've already been there. But for those that haven't been able to come out to Wild and Woolly, you'll be able to like, oh, wow, look at what I missed.
Absolutely.
And then next year you're going to be like, well, I don't know, they showed some cool stuff. We're going to go next year.
Right.
So bear with us. We're learning and, we'll get better at this video thing.
We're getting good at it.
But one of the things that first we want to talk about before we get into Wild and Woolly and anything else is after some people have seen the last couple of videos, they've come to Jeannine and myself and asked, so the Blue Fiber Tree.
Yeah, so they want to know, how did we come up with that name? So when I approached Kris about doing the podcast, the first thing we needed to do was find a name and, do all that legal stuff behind for the Facebook website, emails, all that kind of stuff. So you got to do all that first, and YouTube videos and things. So we wanted to do all things fiber related. It's not just a knit and crochet, and it's not just yarn. It's fiber and all the different things that you can do with fiber. So that was the thing. So fiber was key. And yes, Kris she loves, her favorite pendant is the Tree of Life. So we went fiber tree. So she started researching, and
it was hilarious.
The things that come up when you do fiber tree, you get the LED fiber trees for the holidays.
Yep.
Is what you get.
And those other little ones that glow.
Yeah,
that
those are the LED ones.
Yeah, the LED ones.
So,
and it was really weird because I'm like, okay, I don't know. And then the more we sat there and talked it through, like the tree for me, I just love the Tree of Life. But when I thought about all things fiber related and us doing a podcast together, I'm like, well, okay, so Jeannine and I together want to grow the fiber world. So kind of we looked at us like we're the roots, we're the beginning of that. And from there, all the branches of the tree spread out into the different areas of fiber, from the spinning and the weaving, the knitting, the crocheting,
everything.
What am I leaving out? Tapestry. I mean,
needle felting, anything and everything.
Yeah, everything fiber related. And we're like, okay. So we were I kept looking up fiber tree, and I'm like, oh my god. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, wait a minute. Like Jeannine's whole base of her store is a shade of blue. alk&me's main color are different colors of blue yarn for my logo, and I'm like, what do you think about the blue fiber tree? She's like, okay. Did you look it up yet? I'm like, well, no, I didn't. So we looked it up, and the greatest thing is the only thing that came up were those little blue LED trees. And we're like, well, when somebody searches the blue fiber tree, we're golden, because it's either going to be a tree
or it's going to be us.
Yeah. So, so that's how our name came about. I love it because, again, I'm partial to trees and blue. So works for us.
And because we had a basic idea of what we wanted our logo to look like, of course, the man behind the camera, my husband Bob, was a key part of
he made the best
developing the logo for us.
Yes.
So that's how all that came about. And so now you know the story of how the blue fiber tree came about.
And this came about on accident after we decided what we were going to be. I saw this in Colorado at this really great artist shop and saw the price tag on it, went, okay, we haven't even started this yet. I can't justify that. But then my mommy sent it to me for Christmas. Go mommy. So now we have our little background when we do our videos.
We do.
I know. So that's how we came about. And like the next thing that we're going to get into is, so we've kind of been accused
Yeah, so
of some things here.
Yeah, so
Or at least she has here
have.
at the shop.
I have. So, about a month or so ago, someone made a statement to me that my yarn store has become the neighborhood bar.
We don't have alcohol here.
And
There's no alcohol.
no alcohol out. So I'm like, I mean, it kind of shocked me. I really didn't know what to say. It's like it's stale. It's always the same people over and over again. Well, you know what I say to that? Good.
Absolutely.
Because that is what I wanted to be. A place where you can come, you know that you're welcome. I don't care who's sitting at this table. When you walk through that front door, everybody says hi to you.
And they know your name.
They do know your
regular.
name. And if they don't know your name, they're going to ask and they're going to introduce themselves to you.
Absolutely.
By name. We don't expect you to remember everybody's names, but you know what? As you come back frequently, you're going to know everybody and everybody's going to know you. And that is the thing that I set out to accomplish. And, you know, what a better way to feel welcome than to be able to walk through the doors of this store and know that there's someone here that is going to welcome you. I always try to say hi when someone walks through the door. Even if I'm working with another customer, I make that, hey, how you doing? I'll be right with you.
Absolutely.
I do that to everybody.
I will say that sometimes if you're caught up on the phone and people walk in, when the group of ladies are here, Jeannine can be busy and they all go, hi, welcome to Longtail. Hi, welcome to Longtail. So she has greeters here all the way, all around the clock.
And if it's really busy in here and, you know, some people have even asked, hey, I'm looking for this. Do you know where this is at? Oh, yeah, sure. It's over here. And they will get up and they will tell them where the stuff is. So
Absolutely.
It's great. It's fabulous. So you have to understand, too, my mission statement from the very beginning, I have to read it word for word.
Absolutely.
To create an environment where knitting, crocheting, and other related arts can be developed, nurtured, and appreciated in the fiber arts community by providing materials, skills, and confidence to our customers so they can attain their individual personal goals. And because of what was stated to me that, you know, you become the neighborhood bar kind of thing, I have accomplished what I set out to do. And you know what? We are continually growing. And It's not a bad thing because people will take, in their groups, their fiber groups, whether it's the spinning guild, the weaving guild, the knitting groups, those little people who meet in their homes, whatever, they're telling them, have you been to Longtail yet? Because if you haven't, you need to go. I go to this specific open group, you need to join us. It's fun. Everybody has a great time. So, I don't care. It's what I set out to do.
We're okay being the neighborhood bar.
Absolutely.
Neighborhood yarn shop.
Whatever.
Same difference.
Yep.
Just in better format.
Repeat customers, what makes this store continue to grow. And
Absolutely.
You bring friends with you. And thank you.
Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely.
So we have, what's on the schedule coming up for Longtail for classes?
The rest of February. So I threw in a workshop because I went, I got to break in there. So February 16th is a Wednesday evening. So that basic needle felting workshop from 5 to 8, you guys can walk in. You don't have to call to reserve a spot. As long as you're here at 5 o'clock, walk through the door and go, hey, I want to do it. We can do it. We have started our Western Reserve Lace Society meetings again. So that third Saturday of the month, the 19th from 10 to 1. Come on out and see what all the lacing is about. Bobbin lace, knitted, crocheted, tatting.
So cool.
Yeah,
if you've never seen bobbin lace, you should look it up.
Yeah.
You really should. It's too intricate for my brain, but absolutely beautiful. I can appreciate it.
And don't be intimidated by those ladies because they've been doing it since they were 4 years old. And
they're just swapping those bobbins around, and it's like they're flipping them all over the place. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm lost. I
don't work that fast.
Yeah. It's
on the 23rd, Beginner's Tapestry from 5 to 8, you will need to reserve your spot for that. And then on February 26th, it is a Saturday, we have a speckled dye workshop from 10 to 2 or 3. Usually it takes a little bit longer. So, and you can find all the details on those up on the website and the Facebook page under the events tabs.
Awesome.
So there you go. That's the rest of February.
That was easy. Wow. All right. So pretty much what we're going to talk about now is just Hey Wild and Woolly.
Hey, wow.
In the last video, we told you about, at least 22 of the vendors are going to be that are going to be there, and I think a couple more have decided to join, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think we're at 25 or more now.
Yay!
And there will be
We're back.
There will be a few tables down the middle where you can sit and hang out and do some projects, but not like it was in the past where you could, like the entire center. We're still spacing a little bit based on relationships between the different vendors. The county's not requiring you have to be 6 to 10 feet apart per vendor. But she's still, trying to make it nice for everybody. And there are a couple that will be in the middle as opposed to everybody just lining against the wall.
Absolutely.
Kind of thing.
Masks are optional.
Masks are optional. We just have to have hand sanitizer at our booths, and it's $5 cash per person to get in. So make sure you have that available and ready when you come.
Yes.
Bring your friends. We're going to have fun.
But also, know that if you're there, I don't know if we mentioned it last time, we might have, that when you get there, you get this little ticket with little numbers on it, and you're in the raffle, right? Or is she selling the tickets separately?
I think she's selling the tickets separately.
Okay, I didn't know. Because some years we've done it where you got the ticket when you walked in. But they do have raffles. Most of the vendors are providing a basket with fun stuff from their store.
Their stuff, yeah.
And then, so it's really neat to like, hey, I'm going to go buy some stuff, but sometimes you take home some extra goodies.
So we're going to get into what Kris is going to have at her booth, because you guys know what I'm going to bring, but let's see what she's going to have, because this is her first year.
My very first year, and I didn't bring everything because, hey, we all know I'm going to have yarn there. That's like a given because I dye yarn. But some of the things that I have been bringing in addition to that, I am bringing in some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rovings for my spinners. Got some great ones.
You can also use some of these for needle felting, just saying.
Oh, I didn't think about that because, I don't have the patience to felt. It's pretty, but
I do.
Yeah, she's better at that than me. And this right here, this is a really wonderful fiber. This is an 80% Shanika wool and 20% mulberry silk. This spins like a dream. It is so unbelievably soft. The vibrancy for color that I got dyeing these was like, I'm blown away. And I have another one that is a new fiber to me that's awesome, and it's 75% merino and 25% nylon. And when you first look at it, it looks very similar to some of the things that you've seen, like merino with the tussa silk or merino with some other silk, but it's really, really different because it doesn't. So it doesn't get it doesn't fluff out as much as these do, and the colors. So let me grab that one on that side. So you can see the colors are a little more muted with the one that has the nylon in it. But if you are a person who likes to spin your own yarn to make your own socks, guess what? You have the strength and stability of the nylon with that. And sometimes when you have a full braid that's all merino, like I don't want to say spongy, but sometimes when it's dyed, the fiber itself gets spongy. Well, when it's mixed with the nylon, this is just as soft as this, which I absolutely love. So those are two of the fibers.
I think the thing maybe it just doesn't have as much air in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but when you spin it, it's all going to be the same. So.
Yeah, it is. So, all right. So other than that, we're going to have some art yarns in for sale. There's going to be a lot of my core spinning for sale, which that's there. Here is it all wound up in the beautiful skein. I have some wonderful locks that I spun that will be for sale. More core. And then this is a little bit of core and locks.
It's pretty.
So this is actually one of my favorites because it has a little bit of fun going all the way through it. You get the little bit of core and then you get a little bit of the dangly locks. I love that. But my favorite thing So I've not been a knitter for very, very long, a few years, 5 years, 4 years, something like that. And I decided that I was going to tackle designing. And so the easiest thing for me to start with were hats. So for the lovely show, for the very first time, I'm going to have 2 different types of kits. One of them is a Ricky the Sheep spin to knit hat. I know, for my spinners that like to spin their own stuff and then knit it up.
How many different colorways?
There's, I think I have 5 different colorways.
Yep.
And they all have the fiber that you need, as well as the yarn that you need to actually color work the sheep into the hat. And I'm going to show you that 1 second. Every single on the front will tell you what type of fiber, because there are probably 4 or 5 different types of fiber in the kits that you can choose from. But this is the hat. He's a little cute guy.
And there's enough white yarn left to make a pom-pom.
Yes, tons. And for those of you, Ricky, that I actually have a goat at home named Ricky, and she's probably really offended that I called her Ricky the Sheep in my hat, but too bad. She's a sheep in my hat. And then I have a second design that I did. This is my halogen. I love it. My halogen beanie. Lots and lots of fun. I designed it because we have a cow pattern that I found on Ravelry that I use my calx yarn with, and I was like, wow, when you're done knitting that with the 2 colors from the calx, you still have a lot of yarn left from the 2 skeins that you buy to make this cowl. And I was like, I need to design a hat that goes with those. So this, when you come to the show, you'll see this goes with the cowl. The pattern will be available. I did not put these in kits because, man, I ran out of time.
Well, you don't need to, because they can pick whatever 2 colors they want.
That is true.
So
that's just a glimpse of what we got going on at the show for me. We do hope to see everybody out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So much fun.
Again, this is going to air afterwards.
Yes.
So stay tuned. After this brief little video here, you'll have video from that day, so you can get to see all the other fun and people that were there.
Absolutely.
Having a great time as well.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for your time today.
Absolutely.
Please, after you see all the rest of the video, leave us some comments about your favorite things that you saw from Wild and Woolly. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, and like and share the video.
Yes.
Subscribe if you haven't to our channel, and please share with your friends.
Absolutely.
Have a great day.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.